Have you ever just felt like you're stuck in your own head? Like the looping of thoughts of over and over and over of whatever it is you're thinking you don't understand. It could be stress, it could be anxiety, it could be excitement, it could be fear. Well, I just want you to know that you're not alone. Because I've been there, I've been angry, I've been depressed, I've even been suicidal. Even more importantly, I've been numb. But the question is, what saved me? And it was movement, not just working out, but learning how to move with intention. And in today's video, we're going to talk about what we call mental mobility and how to move along life that helps heal the mind. And we're going to start today, even if you feel like doing nothing. Oh man, so there's a time where I had pretty much everything, right? I had everything at my pocket. I had my own gym. I had a wife that's loving. I had a kid. I had friends. I had all these people around me that supported everything I did. Any idea I had, they supported it. But the only person that didn't have the support was me, right? My own brain, my own thoughts, my own overthinking and racing and raging ideas of whatever it is that was going through my head. But the only thing that would save me at that time was movement. Now, I wasn't doing it properly, right? I wasn't doing it in a way that was helpful. I was moving for punishment. I was moving for pain. I was moving to do things that would make me kind of numb away all of the feelings and the thoughts that I had and all the craziness and the images of what I thought was the end, right? Everyone loved me. Everyone wanted the best for me. Everyone wanted to watch me succeed, but the only person that stood in my way was me. And I would work out, but I would work out hard. Like I would work out crazy. I would make things up that just didn't make sense. I just wanted to make sure it was something that would hurt, right? That would make me want to throw up. It would make me want to not walk. It would make me want, because then I feel accomplished. Then I felt something good. But what happened was, it put me into a deeper hole. Right? It wasn't the answer. It wasn't the way I was supposed to go. It wasn't the way I could have done it. But I know I could have done it better. And I learned that later. And therefore, I'm here. Right? I'm still here today, still moving along, still doing things. So I want to share with you the stuff that I did that kind of helped me get out of that weird phase of anger and rage and pain and hurt to the point where I am now, where I understand more, I control it more. And when I do get to those points, I don't let them take over. What I really wanted to do was just move, right? But I didn't know how. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what direction to go to. But scientifically, what we've learned is that moving softer, moving slower, moving for longer periods of time is way more beneficial than the hard workout, the HIIT workout, the one that kind of makes my heart race. My heart is already racing. Why am I adding more racing hearts to it, right? Why am I making my heartbeat or heart rate higher than it needs to be? I'm adding just more stress to stress. And I would say that it was de-stressing me. I would say, this workout de-stressed me. It made me not think about stuff. That's what it did. But in the long run, it was adding more stress to my life. It was making my hormones a lot more different. Now, I'm not saying you gotta sit here and meditate. A lot of people use meditation as a skill to help them in those stressful times, and that's perfectly fine. I need to learn how to deal with the situation and then how to de-escalate it from there. Now, I've used things like DBT, CBT, that everything I've learned in the hospital, right? Because I was at that point. I was at the point where I did try to off myself, and I ended up having to go to rehab. I had to be in this program for 3 months, and I've learned a lot from there. And then I continued therapy, I continued skills, and now I still use the same skills, and that's what I'm here to share with you. The first thing that I chose was movement, but not just regular movement, it was intentional movement. Intentionally going for walks, intentionally going for walks with gratitude, intentionally going outside and doing some stretches and appreciating the sun and appreciating all these things, rather than hitting a Murph workout as fast as I can, trying to get as many pull-ups as I can while I was in pain to numb away the feelings that I'm experiencing. Rather, I'm staying with the feelings that I have and learning to make them go away, right? It's hard. It's not easy. But when you're in a moment of anxiety and you're in a moment of panic, we can't just say it's not gonna happen, or it's not gonna feel good, or we don't want it to. No, you have to try to dissipate it. and watch it go away. You have to experience it. You have to know, because this is it's your clock. It's your biological, it's you, right? So it's like we're going to go through it at some point in our life. So like, say, for example, for me, I would go in my car and get panic attacks while I'm driving on a highway. What am I going to do? My family's in the car. I can't just like freak out. No, I have to learn to recognize what's happening, assess the situation, and then find to my outcome, right? Find out what am I going to do. And for me, I'm getting a panic attack. Let me find the safest way off the highway and hopefully come to a full stop where I can gather, breathe, and catch myself and recollect until the panic attack starts to fade, because it always goes away, right? That's a perfect example, and it happens to me all the time when I drive on the highway, right? It's gotten so much better since I moved here in Las Vegas, but when I first got here, I'd get them all the time, and I would get scared that, I would hurt my family. So I had to find another way. I couldn't just push my way through it. I couldn't just grind through a panic attack. I had to find a skill that helps me regulate that feeling rather than trying to avoid the feeling or suppress the feeling. Another thing I do when I start to feel my anxiety like really start to kick up is I always say cold plunge, cold bath or something like that. And yeah, that's great. I said it a lot 2 years ago. I feel like now it's just a little too much, where people are taking it to the next extent, and of course extreming it, as we always do, as Americans do. They love to extreme everything and then it's gone. No, I'll take my fucking head and I'll put it in the sink, or I'll take my head and I'll put it into a bowl of ice, or I'll take a shower that's very cold instead. And then once I'm done, I'll lay on my back, right? After drying myself off, I know I have some alone time, and I'm not gonna do that. Calm down, right? I'm alone by myself, and I'm just gonna lay on the bed and just breathe, right? I'm just gonna sit there, I'm gonna breathe and let my brain deregulate out of that fight or flight, and just get into a relaxation phase. And it's only gonna take a couple minutes, but a lot of us will ignore it and we'll try to push through it, ignore, suppress. And that's not how you want to go with it. That's not what helped me, right? It didn't help me. And then once I'm done, if I needed more, and especially at nighttime, I have a journal right next to my bed, right? It's a notebook. It's not a crazy journal. It says like, hey, it's my journal. No, it's a notebook that has the normal notebook things in it. And then I write down my thoughts, my over crazy racing thoughts. I write them down, and then it just clears the head. Now, do I feel 100% better? No. But I down-regulated the feelings that were driving me fucking crazy, right? So give it a shot. I know it's going to be hard work, and movement is key. Like finding a way to move out of that stressful feeling or that angered feeling or that rageful feeling, and moving it into a different layer, what they would call in their in the stress tolerance, right? And their SUD score, like trying to bring it from a 10 to a 5, but not ignoring it, right? Trying to find that 5 and then stay there, right? Because that 5 will turn to a 2 and hopefully to a 1 at some point and someday. Right? I'm not gonna say it's gonna be immediate. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it takes a couple of days for that shit to go down. But if you could bring your tolerance or your SUD score down from a 10, which is like full force, like anger. You see those people like in the car get road rage, like that's full force anger. Bring it down to a 5. Right? And try to find a way to make sure it goes down to a 2, a 3. And then from there, you can think better, think straight, and you can make decisions there. I want you to know that mental health is not just in your head, it's in your body. It's everywhere. If you feel stuck, start small, right? Start with recognizing where you are, take a breath, and then move. Move gentle, move soft, move easy, but move. And that's what mental mobility is all about. It helped me get to where I am. Guys, I've hit the bottom of my life inside my head. I deal with mental health stuff every single day. And if this hits home, I'd like you to subscribe and drop a comment like I'm moving again, so I know this video and what I'm doing has helped you. And I'll see you in the next video.